Okay, you gotta listen to this,
Right? Live free or die. What else do we know about Evie? Well, RA says she's a shy, nice girl.
She has no history with law enforcement. She's made no prior allegations.
Still, they said she's had it.
But maybe not, because at the hospital, Evie told me after a minute that Daniel turned on his cell phone cam, so she thinks that the whole thing might have been recorded.
Rollins, you're just telling me this now?
I didn't get a chance to speak with you today, Sergeant.
I'll get you a warrant for his phone, see if the video confirms her story.
Okay, Finn Carisi, go back to these two. Get me that video if it exists, Rollins. Find out everything about Evie's background, okay? No surprises.
But like I said, I didn't think when Sheena calls her dad molested her. Right? I was with her because I knew that wasn't her fault. Right? And I wanted to marry her. Right? Now, that's why I had the sex with her under the tree. I thought that's what we both wanted. Right? But she didn't tell me nothing specific, like she was waiting for marriage or didn't want to do it. And we seemed okay with it, even on her ship the following day, right?
Taste, but not criminal. Don't worry, it's uncut and uncensored.
Oh, we'll be double checking that.
And you might want to take a look at this one, the professional version. You've seen it? It? Or them? Oh, she is quite prolific and not nearly as innocent as she looks. I guess that's what sells. Brace yourselves.
But see, that's because they're judging the girl, right? Too. Well, she did it with these guys, but they paid her $3,000. You didn't. You didn't.
What are we waiting for? This is the
Right. And she did it under a need, right? Even Solomon says if someone steals out of necessity, right, they will pay you back sevenfold, right? But still, it's different when you do it for a need, right? Because you're not trying to help people repent. Whether it's a sin or not, what she did, right? She did it in the photo play, in the series, right? Now, the real woman playing the girl did not do this, right? You know that too, right? She was never in a real porno, right? It just looks as if she was, right? Right.
The Ceramides and Sarah V.
Exactly. But the storyline is she was, and these men were with her against her will and used that to rape her. Right, you can't do that, but that's the point, right? This ain't just about her, this is about any woman in a porno, right? Even, like I said, if you were to meet Tracy Lords, you can't just sleep with Tracy Lords without Tracy Lords' permission, right?
It's time to get the care you need. Because psoriasis isn't just a skin condition. Those itchy, flaky red patches you see on the outside could be...
That's what I mean, too, about the woman I thought was 37 in the salon, right? And working as a nail technician, legally required to be 16, right? In that job. Mm-hmm. So Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Telling No Tales, and then Infinity War, the first half, right? But it looks like Arabic writing, right? But like I said, any sinner, any sin, even if the sinner is still in the sin, Do you condemn them while they're sinning? When the prodigal son was still in the city, right? Right. Until he left, he's the prodigal son still, right? So the same applies to gay people. They're your prodigal sons too. No, they are. You got to understand what I mean. So Jesus even sees them as prodigal sons, right? And that's the point. At least some of them value themselves enough to get their partner to marry them, right? Ain't that a good thing? Christians, while they're sinning, Christ died for them too. That's what I mean. Do I say I do it? No.
The video from Daniel's phone corroborates everything Evie told us. They cornered her in the bathroom. She asked them to stop and they wouldn't listen. Those boys are rough.
So's this from our sophomore outing.
Please, stop. I don't want to. No.
You get the idea.
Yeah, I've pretty much seen it already anyway. Matt and Daniel's video is of a piece with a lot of work.
How many? Like a baker's dozen on Buchanan's flash drive. And after the first one, 18 with a bang, she uses a pseudonym. Roxanne, 3X's to May.
Most are violent tag team, rape fantasy scenarios.
Yeah, and unless we believe that she forgot about the other 12 films, she lied to us.
So she lied to us. So instead of focusing on what Evie didn't tell us, I'd like to focus on how we missed this. Well, I just started to vet her. Well, the defense found it fast.
She's a different name on the other videos, plus they're behind paywall.
Yeah, maybe Buchanan was a subscriber.
It's all moot. I mean, if the judge allows these in, how's Barbara ever going to explain the difference to a jury?
Because on the boys' video, she didn't give consent. She wasn't paid, and she said no.
There you go.
Come on, Liv, you know sex workers don't get the benefit of the doubt.
That's not how we go into this. And I don't want to be blindsided again. Is that clear?
Great speech. Better headline. Sergeant Benson, your office. Which one of these detectives is your number two?
Fed?
Mm-hmm.
How are your family problems?
My son is fine. He's home from the hospital. Thank you.
Good. Now, you're still a new acting commanding officer, so perhaps you didn't appreciate that 1PP and Comstat follow everything that you and your detectives do.
We are aware.
It's not on the sergeant. The girl misinformed us. This happens a lot with Vix. We were just starting to vet her.
I'm used to sloppy police work, Detective Tutuola.
Now, it's on me. We just caught the case.
If it is the case, what you may have here is a disturbed female student who willingly portrays violent sex acts on film.
Well, it shouldn't matter. She said she was raped. We need to investigate that.
Don't preach, Sergeant. Not with egg on your face. My other concern is protocol. Why was Hudson kept out of the loop? President Roberts had to hear about this from a reporter.
Did she? It's not our job to notify Hudson.
And for the record, Chief, the students' RA called us because everybody knows that campus security pressures girls into dropping charges. It seems that Hudson University is more concerned with their Cleary Act stats than they are with rape.
So it's true. The word upstairs is you have an agenda. It colors your perception.
Excuse me?
This is not the case to embarrass Hudson or the department with. Pick your battles.
Political. But it is the whole point. See, I'm doing a commentary on it. I'm trying to teach you something that I know what rape is, even of a 4-year-old. But I also know what I can legally do with the 4-year-old too, right? See, I'm trying to teach you something about what molestation is and isn't. See, the story I'm making up is what I let her one time. That's sarcasm. What? She let me help her go to the bathroom, right? See, I'm changing it from one possibility to another, right? Why? Because you're accusing me without the mother, accusing me for 11 years on YouTube.
Look right through me. I have no idea what I am doing on set with hot porn actors.
Right.
Over a dozen hardcore rape fantasy videos, and she thought nobody would find out. What is she thinking?
She's 18 years old. She's all over the place. And it doesn't help that people are trying to make her the poster child for exploited sex workers. There's a Twitter campaign, and she's being pulled in all different directions. One minute she's empowered. The next minute she's ashamed. She's hardly the only girl to turn to sex work or pornography to pay tuition. Bill Knox, Tasha Ray.
I'm not making a moral judgment. This maid mimics almost moved from her first film. I can't sell this to a jury.
Are you backing off of this because of the heat you're getting from the mayor's office over Hudson?
You know me better than that.
I thought I did. Guys, we're all on the same side here. The real question is, can you use rape shield the trial?
Depends on the judge. I can file a motion under Section 5, and it's a catch-all. Buchanan will fight it.
Buchanan is still representing both boys?
Mm-hmm.
Rollins, find out if both families are splitting the bill.
You doing all right, Matt?
How much longer is it going to be? Yeah, well, we just need your lawyer to finish up with Daniel. That's the problem with sharing lawyers. Somebody gets stuck. You might want to use the John. Why don't you go in that room? Yeah, okay. All right, come on. It's over here.
See, I'm doing a commentary on the show. That's different too, right? I'm trying to educate you with what rape is, with what child molestation is. Because you don't seem to know the difference. You know what I mean? When I say I raped her one time, that's not real. That's not even possible normally, right? So you're again saying, you know, she was alone with me. How? Camera or wife had a mirror? You see what I mean? One means I'm not aware the wife is watching me with a mirror. Or a camera involved, right? The other means I'm doing in my mind something normal with the child I've done with my own sister. If she's been out of the bathroom. In one of the two stories, right? The difference is, with a mirror, you can't tell how close I am to the child, right? Or far away. Even with the overhead camera. Even if there's one under the TV, you can't tell. But we're dealing with what? Hypotheticals, see? That's where a camera can be, under the TV there, right? On the ceiling.